I came back. I got a Spanish teacher.
Oh.
Shout out my teacher Renata. I have her twice a week.
Show us some skills here.
Oh my God, she's gonna watch this and kill me. But yo hablo español muy bien. Yo tengo una maestra de español. Ella nombre es Renata. I think it's good.
Buen trabajo. Buen trabajo. Yeah, this guy can speak it
fluently.
but he never.
You being quiet?
No, bro, he speaks it fluently, but he will
hasn't
never.
even spoken to me. We've been together, 9 years?
Oh,
He's
God.
barely speaks Spanish to
¿Tú no
me.
hablas español?
He
¿Tu
didn't even teach
esposa?
me.
Yo hablo tanto, sí. Thanks, Kevin, for coming on our podcast,
thank
brother.
you, man.
We appreciate you.
Of course.
So,
Also, cheers on the coffee.
Hey.
where's our coffee?
Dude,
We
had-
drank it.
Bro,
yeah,
you
we.
said you didn't want
you've also got
No,
like
we
what,
drank
the
it.
caffeine
we gotta
pills.
be honest, guys.
Yeah.
I was late.
Yeah.
Okay, I was late, and then I also didn't want to be the guy
yeah.
who shows up with coffee late. Nobody likes that guy at the office.
Yeah.
Just if you're at the office right now and you were late and you have a coffee in your hand,
Everyone knows why you were
everyone
late.
knows.
Yep.
People are in the back room saying bad
Yeah.
things about you.
Yeah, you
So I
didn't-
called, like, hey, do you guys want coffee? Thinking I was trying to make up for it. But my boy Roland, the coffee guy downstairs, bro's telling me his life story. Man, like, so how you been? How's everything going? You still making them YouTube videos? I'm like, yeah, you still making that fucking coffee? Hurry up. I'm late. This is supposed to be saving me from being late.
Yeah.
Hey, at least got a story out of it.
He's like, you want almond milk? You know, almond milk was made actually.
Let's talk about this.
made this
You got nowhere to
I
be,
got a
right?
special
Yeah.
one.
Oh man.
Oh my God. But I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, man.
super
We had to get
excited.
you back into the flow of things.
I know. I just got back like fucking 2 days ago. I don't even know. My
Where
life
were
is a
you?
blur. I was in New York.
Oh,
Well, bro,
good
this
New
guy was
York.
doing his first live shows.
Oh my god!
So I was
really?
gonna see you. So
Yeah.
that was I was gonna say, man, you sold out those shows. Those were crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty it was damn. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was I don't know what I was just making videos in my house.
Yeah.
You know?
And somehow I got here.
So
Yeah.
Bro, I literally I also spaced out too because I literally wrote him and I'm like, let me know when the LA show is happening. He's like, it was Thursday.
it happened.
How like close we are.
Man.
I saw the message. I'm like, what a good friend, but also
Yeah.
how good of a friend.
Yeah.
You don't even know what
Wait.
it is.
So hold on.
It's like, when's the next one? I'm like, New York City. Let's see how good of a friend he is.
Is he gonna fly out?
Wait, so let's reel it back real quick. So it started as videos in your bedroom, and now you're doing live situations.
Well, actually, to add another step to that, the videos that you did on the live show, those weren't even the start of your YouTube videos. That was like recent, right?
Yeah, I was making Vines in college.
Take it back to the Vine days.
Like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know about that
I
life.
do know about that life.
And from there, I went on to YouTube, and now we started the Kevin Langue Show, which is like, you know, the white psych episodes that people have seen. I guess the black person, guess the doctor, guess who's the real girlfriend.
So is that what's up with
Every
the
time
green
I see that-
suits?
yeah.
Everyone in the
Yeah,
green
I was
suits.
gonna
Everyone
say
in
every
the
time I
green
see green suits, I'm like, oh, Kevin.
Yeah. We need to get them better suits. Like,
Some of them look a little.
yeah, we need to get them better suits, especially live because it gets hot.
Yeah. They
It's
just
not-
pass out. They're like, bring another out. Well,
They're like sweating through the suit. I'm like looking at my producer. I'm like, they signed paperwork, right?
right.
Yeah, like,
It's a good thing we're not unionized yet. So
I
bring
know.
another out.
Because the live shows are like a party. Like they're not
Yeah.
like a
Right.
Broadway show where you're watching.
Right.
Like everybody's in on it. Like the
Right,
crowd is.
right.
It's number 3 gotta be black, and
Yeah.
I'm like, stand up. What race are you? Because that could be racist. Let me see what you know. And everyone's yelling and laughing, having a good time. People are dancing, and it gets pretty hot.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, number 3, what? Oh, you need a towel and a water, you know? Shit. So we're figuring it out. But I think when we go back on the road, we're gonna make it like get a DJ and really turn that shit up.
Are you? Is that the next plan to do like a tour situation?
I don't know. I want to get back to the lab. I want to get back
Right.
to making sure the episodes come out every week.
Yeah.
It was fun. And seeing like, you know, the year and a half, 2 years of building the show.
Right.
I'm I get kind of jaded by the numbers. I'm just sitting in my desk studying analytics, and it's millions of views, but I'm just like, moving things around.
Right.
And then the live show felt like the first, like a real, the feeling of everything, we had built, like, they exist. Like people flying in from Alabama talking about, I never been to the city before. I ain't never left the South. I was like, and you came by yourself? This is New York. You about to get mugged.
Yeah.
Oh no.
People drove 4 or 5 hours without tickets.
Yeah.
And then waited outside. Like,
Wow.
I was gonna say, I
couldn't believe it.
Chills, though.
Yeah, I was like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Why you do that?
It's like, it's live.
Yeah, bro, I came out, I saw them. I was like, they were sitting on the ground with like food. Because they came without tickets and then sat throughout the show.
Hoping to show
and
at the end.
like the show started at 7. I walked out at midnight.
Whoa.
Bro, I gave him everything in my bag. I
Yeah.
gave him all the mugs I had, and all the merch I had. I signed everything 3 times. I'm like, this is insane. Whatever you need from me, please. What's your Zelle?
Yeah.
Like, how can I make
me
this
out
right?
here.
Yeah.
I felt so bad,
Man,
but it showed me,
Yeah, I mean, no, but that's what's so sick because it's like all those numbers, even as they're adding up, it's so crazy to visualize. Like let's say, 1 million views is like, holy crap, right? But then when you're sitting in a room with like 10,000 people, there's something about that's just like so. I don't even want to go as to say they're both fulfilling their own right, but to be in a room, people that are there for you, bodies, you realize this is nuts.
Especially in the conversations that like, you got me through, and you get this a lot too, like you got me through a tough time, or I started watching you, then my boyfriend and my dad and my mom. Now it's like Sunday cartoons.
Yeah.
We all get together and we try to guess who the teacher is. Like, it's like people's routine now.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
It's a part of their healing process, and their laughter, and then taking them through these spaces that they never thought they could get out of. Like,
it's unbelievable, and like you gotta think of it this way, like you had a big hit song.
Yeah.
Right? Like went like platinum or something?
Yeah.
it's triple platinum
That's
now.
like how many what's the numbers on that? What does that
Oh my gosh.
equate to?
Album sales, I think it's like almost 1 million album sales.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
think about it
yeah.
this way. SoFi is 100,000 seats.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 10 nights at SoFi would be the people you'd be playing that album
Crazy.
to.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's
On 1 million, you know?
Yeah.
And the show is at 1 billion views on TikTok and 300 mil on YouTube.
That's crazy, bro.
Wow.
so you can't even,
Wild.
our brains, I don't think can quantify it.
Yeah.
No.
So
Yeah.
I'm just,
So where did it,
Yeah.
like, I want to go back to the beginning. Like, where did
I was born in Paris and then.
well, actually, no. It's really funny though. Like, I am like super interested. Like, family wise and everything was from the arts at all or anything, or this was like
what got you to social media?
yeah, what
God.
what led you here?
Was it that
Definitely-
you like talking?
And we got time,
Too
so
like talking.
Right
Too
on
much.
that.
It definitely wasn't family. My parents are very educators.
yeah, sure.
My dad has like a bachelor, 3 masters, and a PhD
Okay.
from John Hopkins.
Yeah, man, he overachiever over there.
Yeah.
He couldn't just like stop at
Like
some
relax,
point. Yeah.
Whoa, standard high.
Yeah.
You won.
Yeah,
right?
You read,
What's
dude.
next?
Cool.
We get it, bro.
Yeah.
How many masters till you feel like you're good enough?
Yeah. You're gonna get masters and masters a
You
little
know?
bit. Yeah.
My mom, same thing. Like big into school. We all went to like private school, and
Right,
school
right.
was very important. I didn't have a choice but to get a bachelor's.
Wow.
But I was lucky because my parents were forward thinking because even in their own world they were forward thinking, and that's like a long story, but they've always been very like because my parents are African, right?
Sure, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's very like, are you gonna be a doctor or an engineer?
Yeah.
Whichever one you want. You know?
Standards.
Yeah.
Like
It's your choice.
it's your choice. Doctor or engineer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, YouTuber. So they were always like,
Guess the doctor.
You know,
Guess the
hey.
engineer.
Hey, there
it
you
worked
go.
out.
There you go.
I was a pre-med major for
Wow.
2 months.
Nice.
Wow, okay.
2
Nice.
months.
Yeah.
And then I met organic chemistry.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? How long is it going to take me to get rich?
Yeah.
No, I can't. Where's
Yeah.
the business school? This
yeah,
way?
Yeah. How much do I have to pay back before I get rich?
Yeah. So it was just kind of like, I remember I was making Vines. Well, I'll take it back to high school.
Mm-hmm.
I used to want to make the sports edits for Sports Center.
Oh.
So I'd watch like the NBA finals, and it'd be like how the Lakers got here, and it'd show the highlights of their season, and I'd be like, I want to make that.
Oh, cool.
I want to edit the sports clip highlights of the year.
That's
Okay,
such a
nice. So that's what
specific
gave the
I
spark.
know, so specific.
Yeah.
So I started to learn how to edit.
Yeah.
And I went to my high school and I was like, hey, when we do the sports ceremony, like the winter awards for MVP and like basketball or track, whatever, can I make a video to start the ceremony of all the years that season's highlights?
Yeah.
They're like, sure. So I would go to each team and get their footage from the games and stuff and put together a little 10, 15-minute highlight of the season.
That is
That
so
is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. But if you see those videos, they're bad.
Well, I mean,
You got to start somewhere, okay?
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I started nowhere. I don't know where that somewhere was, but it was not good.
were you just like playing it for like, check this out?
Bro,
You played it for, like,
I'm playing
nice.
these videos like, y'all need to sit down for this. Now I'm watching this, I'm like, y'all need to sit down for this. And then from there, I found Vine and I started making Vines. And then when I was in college, there's this company called Campus Movie Fest. This is such a throwback. I don't know if people know about this, but
Campus Movie Fest.
yeah, and they go to different campuses around the country, and there's a competition. You make a 5-minute short film, and the best short films, the top 3, go into the Cannes Film Festival in France.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, the top 10 actually.
Yeah.
And then the number 1 movie gets like $10,000.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So I was
really
like walking through the student union. I get handed this flyer about making a movie, and I'm like, I don't know how to make movies. Like, what am I gonna do? Make a movie about me like trying to make a movie?
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I made a movie about me and my pre-med roommates trying to make a movie to win a movie competition.
So meta.
And we won.
No way.
Yeah. So really, you did start in Paris.
Yeah. So the first year, my junior, we got 3rd place. So we got in a Cannes. And then my senior, I did it again and I won 1st place.
Wow.
So I got the 10K and then used that to move to LA after paying taxes.
Right. Yeah. Of
There you
course.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it all kind of
I do-
started.
So
I
that's
do
what got
love
you to
that.
LA,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, that's the money that got me
Yeah.
started.
I love how like from pre-med you had to analyze a lot of things and like calculate stuff, and you took that into film and like production and even people. I think that you have a gifting with people where you can departmentalized. I can't even say the word. People.
That was close.
Compartmentalized.
Yeah.
And you're able to connect with them based on the things that they care about.
Yeah.
And make it real. Like even just hearing how your first movie was your actual situation. Just the first thought that you had. You're like, I'm gonna apply that. That's a gift. Like
You brought it to life.
Yeah.
Question for the second one.
Thank you for saying that, by the way.
For the second one that won, was it the same concept again? Or that was a more narrative, like...
No, it was definitely narrative.
Okay.
And also to add to your point, I think what helps me a lot is, so I was born in Paris, then I moved to Zimbabwe when I was 11 in Africa, then I moved to West Virginia. So I know, which we can get into, but so my whole life has been meeting and being around people who are so different than me.
Yeah.
Like no one ever looked like me.
Yeah.
So my normal was always like seeing people who have different point of views, beliefs, grew up differently. And so it made me so open-minded where I can kind of connect with a lot of people. And then for your question, the first film was a comedy.
Oh, okay.
And then the second was a drama. It was more of like an art piece, to be honest.
Okay.
I was taking some theater classes and I wanted to make like a black and white art kind of piece.
That's cool.
And it was done and I was like, this is so not me. I'm just such a real, like everything. Like people always meet me, they're like, you're just like in your videos. And I'm like,
You're like,
yeah,
yes.
bitch.
You're like, the first one was very meta. The second short, you're like, I'm an auteur.
Yeah, literally. And I'm like, I'm never doing that again. And I always said, like, if I ever blow up, I want to blow up as me.
Right.
So I don't have to leave my house and be a character every time.
Try to be something
Because it's like, the thing is once you've passed that line, once you have become recognizable, you are like known for something. It's like, you're never not going to have to be on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
regardless, you're never not gonna have to be on. And B, it's just gonna be that much harder and exhausting, and will probably make you hate it sooner if you're
Yeah.
always a character.
Yeah.
At least you're you. And with that, you can also be like, "No, I can't right now," and people
Yeah.
respect it because they're like, "Well, at least it's him being him. He's not like, but you play this person. You're supposed to always be this." It's like, man, fuck off.
100%.
You get to evolve too. You know,
Yeah.
you get to take that and evolve. I do have a question for you. In all of this incredible momentum that's just happened, because there's a lot. I don't even know if I can calculate all of it. It's like
She's
so much.
nice.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing.
It's a coffee I
Very
bought her.
proud of you. Yeah, it is. You know, but how do you keep your balance and your mental state and your clarity and just wellness and knowing when to step back or when to push forward? Like how do you calculate that for yourself?
No, I like that question.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple things like to try to keep me on track because I think about that often. I have foreign parents. That's always helpful. Like parents who are just so. I keep thinking like my mom would slap the back of my head if I started acting a fool. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
That's one.
I mean, her about your shirts, man. She's on.
Yeah,
she's on
like,
it. You know?
She's very like she wants me to stay like a good young man.
Yeah.
And I try to honor that. I also just don't try to get caught up in the highs or the lows. Either can be kind of deadly. Like when you're having a crazy good month, I try to remind myself like last month wasn't good at all.
Right.
You know, like what's
That's
the
good balance.
Yeah, what's the
Yeah.
average?
real.
That way I just don't think of myself in those highs lows. Because especially when you do social media, if you attach yourself to the numbers, oh my God, bro, it's highs and lows.
Yeah.
And I'm also just such a homebody. Like I'm between my house, my gym, and the studio, and then my Trader Joe's. So I don't even see
man.
the effect, right? Like
Yeah, dude.
sometimes I'll go somewhere different and I'll get recognized. And I went to CVS yesterday.
It's like fucking CVS,
And the security guard's like eyeing me up. And my first thought is like, he thinks I'm stealing. Like, he thinks I'm stealing. Oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like walking like out, like trying to put my hands like I'm not stealing, you know? And he's like, yo. And I'm like, ha. And he's like, you're funny as fuck, dude. And he turns his phone and he's watching an episode. And I'm like, boy, you should be working. What the fuck are you doing?
and someone else is stealing like
Yeah,
that.
someone else stealing in the back. So I'm just so
That's
like
great.
oblivious to it. Like when I was in New York,
I love that.
this is a funny story. I'm in New York and I probably signed like 100 things, right? And I was having this dilemma. I signed the first 25 things with my bank signature. And then I panic. I'm like, wait, I shouldn't be signing shit with my
Signature.
check
Yeah.
This is during the meet and greet. So I don't know if people will see it in my face, but I start to like have a moment. So I'm like, oh, I got to change it. So then the next 25 people, I signed Kevin Langue, my full name, government name.
Wow.
But it was taking me too long to write the whole name. So I have another panic moment. I look over at Denny, my co-host, his name is Denny Love.
Yeah.
He's signing D Hart. I'm like, fuck, that's good. Shit. I can't do K Hart because that's gonna look like Kevin Hart. So I started doing KL.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
I'm like, here we go, we got it. But KL cursive just looks weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're gonna go home and be like, did he just scribble on my shirt? So I start writing Kevin, just Kevin. And then a fan is like, he grabs it, he goes, did you just write your name on it? And I go, dude, I just got famous today, man. I'm figuring it out as I go, okay? I'm sorry. This is what it's gonna have to be.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any advice on what I should sign stuff, please let me know in the comments.
Dude,
I'm learning how
that's
to
great.
become famous.
I actually was
What a good problem
was
to
given
have.
this tip
Literally.
is you first letter and then squiggly. Second letter of like so first of your first name, first of your last name. So it's like Jake Walker, I'd go J squiggly, W squiggly.
Oh, that's
you know
so
what I mean? So it's
good.
like you're still kind of giving the initials and doing it, and they know you did it that day, but at least you're giving them kind of.
I
like,
needed you there.
dude,
yeah.
I'm
Come on,
sorry.
Jake.
The next live one, I'll be there. I'll be
I
there.
looked around my friend Herman.
I'll be like squiggly. Yeah.
my friend Herm, who we make fun of because he's like old as fuck. He's like 38 or whatever. He was signing H.W. his initial, and I'm like, why are you signing like a 1950s president? Shit look like Franklin Roosevelt signed this. It's not like you look like you signed the Constitution with that.
You said his name's Herm?
Herman Rice.
Oh, dude, that dude was 50 by the time he came out, man.
Yeah,
Herman
bro.
Rice?
I'm like,
Holy
you signed
shit.
this shit like it's a document that's going into Congress. What are you doing?
Oh my
I
God.
realized I don't need to speak this episode.
No,
I can
man.
laugh the whole time.
Dude.
But to answer your question, I think that's how I'm able to stay humble is because I'm just not aware of
Yeah,
what's going on.
sure, man.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that's the perfect medicine for it, too.
Yeah.
And I'm also focused on not the million subscribers we got, but the 20 million we don't have.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying not to be complacent. I'm always like, this is cool, but we gotta. What about the other people who who need to laugh and need to see this? You know, let's go after those people.
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
Well, and getting comfortable just can completely kill creative drive.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous. You go out on these tours, you hear the screams, you see the numbers, you're like, oh, I'm killing
We're good.
it.
We're done.
We're good.
Yeah.
Fuck that, bro. I'm back to work already.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
That was a love moment. Did you just see that?
Go ahead.
It's my fault. I talk too much. Feel free to stop me.
This is the reason why we're on the same couch. You
That
know?
was
Yeah.
really cute, actually.
Yeah, no, you go first. You go first. You go first.
But I was gonna say, so what was the moment like? Because you did YouTube videos before the Kevin Langue Show.
Right.
What was that moment like when you were like, you know what, guys, we need to take this to like a live show. Like we should attempt this. Like how was that? When did you get to that moment when you were like, okay, that conversation had to come up, and then how did that conversation go with the planning?
It was Zane, my producer Zane. We were filming. We were in here. We were filming in here like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And every time we did these episodes, man, the crew was just laughing out loud.
Yeah.
And we're having to shush people for audio.
Yeah.
Mandy, who's our camera operator, like
Love her.
she's like laughing and the camera's going up with her. And we're like, what are you doing? And Zane,
Supposed to be.
You guys
I'm
like bolt her down.
like, lock in. And Zane is like, yo, we need to try doing this in front of a live audience. This is a live show.
Yeah.
And so we did it at like a small comedy club in front of like 80 people. And it was a party. It was just a party. And then I said, okay, let's go back, build a fan base, and then see if we can take it on the road. And then a company approached me about doing like 6 shows. And I was reluctant because I feel like a big mistake that people make is they see the millions of views and they think it converts to like fans, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a big difference between getting views and getting butts in seats.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Getting butts
That's a
in
huge
seats
difference.
is a whole nother sport.
No, of
that
course.
shit is an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
You know, and so I didn't want to get jaded in myself and overzealous thinking we're getting 50 million views a month. Like we can sell 500 tickets. Like, no, motherfucker, relax. We don't know that. We need to test it. So I was like, I'm down to do 2 shows and they have to be 400 or 500 cap venues max.
Oh,
I want to
smart,
see
smart.
how fast we're selling tickets, if we're selling tickets. And so that's why we tested LA, New York. And obviously they both did well. LA, we sold like, I think 325 or something. And it was a Thursday at rush hour. Like it definitely wasn't the best time to do it.
Sure.
And it still did well. New York sold out like a week or 2 in advance. And
It's huge.
and that was on a Saturday prime time. So it kind of
Nice.
learning, right? Like, okay, we need to, the time and day when we do this, it matters because a lot of our fans maybe are in school, or if you're in LA, you get off work at 6, the show's at 7. You ain't got time to go back to Sherman Oaks, take your dog out, come back down to LA. You know, it just doesn't
Are
work.
you talking about me? That feels so specific. It's like, you fucking don't. You're right.
You gotta put yourself in the seat of like a viewer.
That is true.
Yeah, so now I have
funny.
some good data. I know the fans are tapped in, and I also want to make sure when people come see us, like it's an experience, it's a core memory.
Yeah.
I want people to feel like they underpaid and they left with something incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't want to just, even now that I know the show is great, I don't want to just go back out and just to milk it. I want to make sure every time, and I've told this to everyone who works with me, every time they click on my face or my name, they need to walk away like, holy fuck, that was so much fun.
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Whether
yeah.
it's a TikTok, a video, a live performance, like I want the trust to be there to be like,
Yeah.
I can count on Kevin to give me a good feeling and walk away feeling good.
Yeah, man.
That's a priority for me.
That's amazing too. That reminds me so much of gosh, I can't remember which stand-up it was, but I'm a huge stand-up guy. Like I love stand-up comedy. And I think it was talking about one of the greats was like maybe it was like a Chris Rock interview or something like that, but he was talking about, he's like, yeah, he got to the point where it's like, people were just, he would come out and they were already smiling and laughing.
Yeah,
it was all like he didn't say a damn word. The dude could breathe into the mic and people were like, oh my God. You know, it's like, and it's that same thing. It's like, you want that. Like you want, it's like, that's what I am trying to be a lightning bolt for people. And something I've just noticed about you in the little time we've talked is like, your presence is effortless, but I can tell there's a very meticulous nature about you. Like, like I find that really interesting. The way you're talking about the analytics and the way you're talking about when I talk to my team, I want to do this and that. It's like everything you do is very specific and it's very controlled. Like you think everything out, right?
For sure.
I guess what I'm getting at is. You know, and I've even heard when you were here just like how hard you worked and stuff. And it just makes me want to ask you, when you were first doing this, I know some people will just like, oh, I'm going to throw everything in the kitchen sink and see what works and everything. And it seems like, were you very meticulous down to like, oh, what thumbnails? How long should a video be? Blah, blah, blah. Like, could you kind of let me into that world a little bit? Like what that looked like?
For sure. I'm not saying people should do this, but every second of a video you've ever seen of me, I've meticulously gone over. Like I'm pretty hands-on. I always make fun of everyone that works with me, saying I could take your fucking job.
Yeah.
I really could, because I'm practicing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to.
Even down to like a good example I would use is like I made the videos 35 to 40 minutes. Reason being, I wanted to shy people away from their phones.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, okay, this is too long to watch on a phone, which will make you probably watch it on a TV or a computer. Ideally a TV, right? What am I going to lose? I'm going to lose comments. You can't really comment on TV. But when you're on a TV, you're more used to watching longer things. As humans, we're trained on a TV to watch 30, 40, 2-hour stuff. So that means my retention will be higher if you're watching on a TV.
See, this right here. This is the shit I'm talking about right here.
That two, if you're on a TV, ideally, where are TVs in houses? Living rooms or bedrooms. If it's in a living room, people are probably walking behind you, right? And if I can get a dad or a cousin or a brother to walk by and be like, see those green suits and say, what is that? Oh, one of them is white, the others are black. Oh, 4 gotta be black. Yeah. Once you make your choice, you're sitting down. It's not even about me at this point. You're gonna find you want to see if you're right.
They're right.
And that's what kind of led to like people telling me, now my dad watches, now my brother, now this. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, let's make it long enough where people can either watch it on their lunch breaks when they get off work. That's why it comes out at noon on the East Coast, 9 a.m. in LA. So you can wake up, start your day like that. Or a lot of people are working. They have an hour lunch break. They can go to a coffee shop, takes them 10 minutes to get there, pull up the video, watch the 35 minutes, time to get back to the office or whatever. So that's one of maybe like 1,000 things that I'd be thinking about to give people like a good experience. You know?
See, and
we just got insight into your brain.
But seriously, immediately, like that's just such a, that right there is just such an outside the box approach. And I knew you're gonna have something like that because it's so true though. I mean, that is just such a genius approach because it's so true. Dude, if I know a video's like 8 to 10 minutes long, I will throw it to my computer or throw it because I do not want.
long.
Well, because your phone's also, it's like that's where you're texting. That's where everything happens there. So it's like I can't have something taking up and interfering with everything, but I'll throw it on.
Yeah.
You know what? That's
And if you're on your phone watching my video and something pops up, you might click and you're gone. On a TV, you're not clicking away. I got you.
yeah.
So that was like another thing, but
Were you always funny, like as a kid, or did you like build the courage to be funny? Or
no,
like
I was funny. I was the ultimate friend zone by all the women.
Yeah.
Funny guy who relied on comedy to make friends, and all the girls would be like, why can't guys be more like you, Kevin? Bitch, I'm like me. That was my whole childhood. Yeah. But it helped me. It was perfect.
Was it also kind of like a way to diffuse people that were kind of antagonistic a little bit too?
Well, I was bullied in middle school.
Yeah.
But it kind of, I'm such like not to be cliche. I feel like as we get older, all the cliches make sense.
Oh yeah, that's why they're there, man. That's why
you're
they're
just
there.
like, man, it is lonely at the top. Man, Drake was right. But everything happens for a reason, right? When I was in middle school, I grew up in France. I didn't speak English. Moved to Zimbabwe in Southern Africa, and I went to a French school. And the 6th and 7th grade, I was bullied pretty bad to the point where I had to switch schools. But there was no other French school. So I had to switch to an English school. And I learned English.
Yeah.
Wow.
And thanks to that, I was able to come to America where dreams come true.
Right.
Wow, God really had your life in his hands.
Yeah. So like, I'm always thinking of those bullies, and like, I'm like thankful.
Yeah.
It's like
Dude,
a lot of, in your life, sometimes things will happen to you, and they may be good, they may be bad, but I truly believe once you get past it, you'll be able to look back and really feel like, damn, you know what? Like, thank God that happened to me. Like, I didn't see it at the time,
right?
But now I understand, you know? So I try to really, again, so I think, when things are good or bad, I try to just kind of stay in my lane and trust that it'll all make sense when cards unfold,
Yeah, the hindsight's 20/20.
Exactly.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
It's being 30.
Thank God for being 30.
Age.
So, I've noticed you were talking about with some of your team, you do like to be hands-on. So, was this kind of a lone man's journey for so long, or have you always been somewhat collaborative, or did you have to eventually get to the point where you're like, dude, I need some extra hands on this? And were you reluctant to do that, or have you always been like, no, I love having different people come in and...
Yeah, I love working with people. Sure, I don't do well by myself.
Okay, cool.
I love being around people. I had 2 important lessons that came with building a team. The first one was I started streaming in like 2021, the Cam Boys era. And I went from making like, a few $1,000s a month, paying the bills, to making like a good amount of money, like finally the place where I'll pay my bills, put money away, and there's still a little bit of money left. And I'm like, oh, like, what do I do with this? Like, Bitcoin? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm Googling best stock invest October 2021, enter. And I stopped myself and I was like, I will lose all this money if I do this shit on my own.
You just go to Reddit. They're like, just put it all in this.
Literally, I didn't even say what is. I just said best stock October.
Oh my goodness.
So then I hire a financial advisor, and I'm like, oh yeah, like he's better than me, right?
Yeah.
And then that was my first lesson. My second lesson was I was editing all my videos, and then I bring on like a good editor, someone like Andy, right, who's my editor now, and I'm like, over their shoulder, like, make sure you hit this mark and hit that mark, whatever, And I get the edit back, and not only is it good, it's better than what I could have done. Right? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
If you're listening, there are people out there who can do the job better than you.
Yeah.
Right. And so my second lesson was I know what I'm good at.
Yeah.
I know that like I can sit down and put together like an entertaining 38 minutes of content, and I know that I can toot myself and say I'm a really good marketer. Like I went to school for marketing, and I study like the internet and making good content. I try to stay ahead of curve. I never am like too good for anyone. I'm always like trying to learn from every aspects of marketing. But I'm not the best editor.
Yeah.
I'm not the best financial advisor. I'm not the best manager. I'm not the best producer. I'm not even the funniest person on my show.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me go out and get people who are better than me at all these things and surround them with me to build something greater, right?
Yep.
So I get Denny and Herm on my show who are funnier than me. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Zane,
did you have
who's
to
a great
unfreeze
producer.
Herm from his like World War II?
Yeah, Herm. I went deep in Alaska. in
Almost
a
like
fucking
Captain
cave.
America.
And I was like, we're gonna bring you back and we're gonna make you famous. And then I get my editor, Andy, who's one of the most incredible editor and human beings I've ever met. And I put him on a team, and now I just focus on hosting, which I love doing, you know, kind of steering the ship, building something that I hope is bigger than just this show.
Yeah.
With people who are just better than me. And it's just the best feeling, you know?
I mean, no, I feel like, that just
I love that.
drills in the point too. I mean, any of the books you read or anything you look up on like how the greats became the greats is I mean, they're echoing exactly what you say is like surround yourself by people that are better than you at these things. And it also frees you up to do what you're really good at and get better at that thing rather than having these things hover in the back like, oh, well, I need to take time away from what I'm really good at to learn this little thing. And it's like, dude, there are people that have spent their entire life doing that thing. Let them do it, you know?
Yeah.
Even the guys are like, dude, you're getting funnier, Kevin. I'm like, thank you. I'm around you guys all the fucking time. I got no choice.
Yeah, man.
In that, like for you as a person, you are very successful. But what are some
Getting there.
what are some like hobbies or different things that you do outside of your work? Like what do you spend your outside time doing if you have any?
I do.
We do got those soccer games that we keep missing.
have
There we go,
soccer
there we
games.
go.
We were talking geography too before we started.
Geography. I'm a geography nerd.
Yeah.
It's you know why that question always starts from me? Because I feel like my job is a hobby.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is
just
okay,
like
'cause
I
I
get
have that.
lucky that my hobby just pays my bills, but I'm a nerd. I think it's somewhat. It's funny because I'm a nerd, but I'm also like athletic. Like I do different things. But like I went to Mexico in January. And I fell in love with it. I came back. I got a Spanish teacher.
Oh.
Shout out my teacher Renata. I have her twice a week.
Show us
Nice.
some skills here.
Oh my God, she's gonna watch this and kill me. But yo hablo español muy bien. Yo
Yeah.
tengo una maestra de español. Ella nombre es Renata. I think it's good.
Buen trabajo.
you go.
There
Buen
you go.
trabajo. Yeah, this guy could speak
He
it
speaks it
fluently,
fluently. I
but
love
he like
that.
he never.
You being quiet?
No, bro,
Dude,
he speaks it fluently, but he will
hasn't even
never.
spoken to me. We've been together, what,
Yeah.
9 years?
Oh,
He's
God.
barely speaks Spanish to
Tú
me.
no hablas
I'm
español
Yeah.
to
He
getting
didn't
put
even
on blast.
teach me.
Yo hablo tanto. Sí.
Oh.
No.
That's why I laughed too at the beginning, because when you first came in here and spoke Spanish, she tried, he tried, and then I responded to you in English.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Like, I'm like, hello.
Dude.
It's funny. It's natural though. It's like, for example, like when my grandparents call me, it's like a switch, instant Spanish.
Yeah,
Just like me in
yeah.
French.
Same
That's how I
thing, like,
found out he spoke
I'll
Spanish.
speak.
Dude, same. No,
You walk in the room and be like,
no,
excuse me, sir.
dude. When we
did I
were
marry?
first hanging
You're
out,
amazing.
his grandma calls me, and you know, because he's got this like now he's got kind of this mix of like the California accent and stuff, Miami, and he's just like, oh, bro, da 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 da, and he's just like, oh, sí, hola, hola. Oh, sí, ¿cómo estás? Ah, bien, bien, bien. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And he's it's like fast
It's
and
just
rapid
slick.
off.
I speak fast Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I learned it in my house because I mean I'm
Oh,
thankful.
yeah.
I'm thankful for my grandparents, but they would they would only speak to us in Spanish.
Yeah.
And if we spoke
wish.
if we spoke in English, they wouldn't really communicate with us. We had to speak in Spanish, and obviously we'd butcher it and they would help us.
As it
Smart.
should be,
So
as
smart.
it should be,
Yeah,
man.
so I was learning English through my parents and in school, but then
Yeah.
at home was Spanish. Like,
Yeah, that's how I was
boom,
in
boom,
French.
boom,
with
as
me.
it should be, man. Oh,
yeah.
well, see, that's what's so cool is
Do
you
you speak
speak.
3 languages now?
So I speak English, French, Wolof, and I'm learning Spanish.
What's
Wow.
Wolof is a dialect spoken in Senegal.
Oh wow!
Wow.
But I want to
okay.
ask you guys, when you guys have kids,
Yeah.
what's going to be the household language?
Oh, dude, they better know
Well,
Spanish.
I
I'd
really-
have to learn Spanish.
Because I'm having this dilemma with my
Yeah.
fiance where
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm speaking to them little boys in French.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because being able to, I think your
So-
brain is going to develop better.
Better.
Well, the thing is, I was
Way
gonna
better.
say
100%.
Not saying that we're better people.
Yeah.
no.
No,
right,
you are
right.
better people. It's okay. I understand.
Well, no, dude.
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
I grew
Well,
up
you
with
gotta
another
think
language.
the brain of a child. They're learning at a rapid pace.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
I
it's
want
like,
them to know more than both of us.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah,
so you gotta
yeah.
implement
Yeah.
a second language, it's a
Yes.
lot easier for them to learn it fluently if
When
they
they're
start
younger.
it when they're younger.
No, dude,
Yes.
start it young.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend's Mexican, and we've talked about like kids in the future, and I've literally said like only talk to them in Spanish.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like I was like, and I will do it with you. I
Yeah.
will only talk to them in Spanish. I want them speaking Spanish way before speaking English.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
Because the thing is like if they're gonna grow up here, it's inevitable.
Yes,
but it's
for
like
sure.
it's
Yeah.
what I've learned too, and just being around the culture and everything is it's like it's not just learning a language. It's maintaining a culture. It's
Yeah.
maintaining
Right, right,
it's
right.
maintaining the
Almost heritage.
yeah, the heritage, the aspects of what it means to be who they are and where they
Yeah,
come from and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, speak English. You know, dude, screw that. No, I want my babies. I want it to be like when I'm out with my kids.
He's thought about this.
Dude, I'm
he's
passionate.
passionate.
I'm passionate about it. I
I'm
want it to be
taking
like,
it back to the hood. They need to know where they came from. You know what I'm talking about?
I want to be out with my kids,
Mine will
and I
speak
want
Canadian.
I want it to be like they
Hey.
thought I stole them. Like I want them to be like
Yeah.
speaking Spanish. I hope they look like her. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I want a
I-
Hispanic nanny too. Like, they
Hell yeah.
walking away with 15 languages at my house.
So
Yeah, right? Same.
I will tell you, it's like I haven't fully thought about how it's gonna play out, but I for sure want our kids to know English and Spanish fully, and I
Yeah.
want our kids to spend enough time with like my grandparents because
Yeah,
they're
for
gonna
sure.
implement the
Bro,
exact
just drop
same
them off to
thing.
your grandparents.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
like
The only problem is they're in Miami.
They're in
so
Miami.
ah,
so
man.
drop them off over there.
Yeah.
I
y'all
find it really
kids-
funny though, because you guys are not married yet. You are on the
Yeah.
process of almost there.
Yeah.
We're married, and
I
we're
feel
like, we
you-
haven't thought about
I feel
it.
like you almost. I
That's
feel
how
like
it works, though, right? Like I got engaged, and everyone's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"When's the wedding?" I'm like, "Fucking relax."
yeah, like hold up, okay.
Like
Yeah.
yesterday was our 1 year anniversary, and we got so many like,
Yeah.
it's been a year. what's-
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
And it's
congrats.
like, oh, what's any updates? I'm like, I got a new rug for my office. Is that the update you're looking
Hey,
for?
we
right
would
now
love
your
the update, though,
kid,
okay? You
your
know.
kid is your dog, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, our dog.
No, they're talking more about the wedding. More
Yeah,
than-
no, I know.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
wedding,
Yeah.
bro. I'm planning a tour, bro.
Yeah,
Like a
man.
wedding.
So
Get married on stage.
Bro, no way. I feel like my home life is fairly private.
you're like, guess the
Yeah.
wife.
Guess who's pregnant? My fiance's up there. I'm like, the whole episode, I'm like, hey, yo. That's how I find out. One of them is pregnant, and what?
Wait.
Oh, that'd be great. She made that joke for. She goes, "What if I went on and that's how I did it?" I was like, that episode will never air.
Yeah.
That'll be, and I'm
Never
sending
air.
you the bill.
Man. Oh
So
my gosh.
funny.
How long have you guys been together before you got
This will be
engaged?
4 years.
Oh,
Going into
Awesome.
our 5th year now.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I was
awesome.
so mad. I wanted to wait till I was like 29, 30 to meet the perfect woman.
Yeah.
And God was like, psych.
Yeah.
27, 28. Yeah, give it to him.
Yeah.
How it happens.
Were you did you guys meet in LA?
Yeah.
Sick.
I was gonna
sick,
say
yeah.
this is also obviously an interesting transition, but how was it when you guys first, or do you guys live together?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was it when you guys first moved in together? Because I remember when Kirsten and I moved in together. I want to know how it was for you guys.
Yeah, how was it for you?
It was it wasn't bad. I feel the nice thing is that we both have a very like live and let live type
Cool.
of mentality.
Yeah.
And like
that works.
Yeah, I grew up with I moved to America when I was 15 and I've had roommates ever since.
Yeah.
Like this is actually, we just moved a few weeks ago and this is my first time not having a roommate. I kind of do because I have my fiance.
Yeah, but
But it's like, I've always lived with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was exciting. I was excited. The only issue we had, and everyone's going to say, there it is, was laundry.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was,
Okay.
here's why.
okay.
I go to the gym every day.
Sure.
And I wear the same clothes almost every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Because billionaires only wear the same stuff. And I'm a billionaire. And my fiance has unlimited clothes in the closet. I don't know how she does
Yeah.
this. So she does her
Story
laundry.
of my life.
I understand.
What I feel like is once a year. I do my laundry like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
So when she moved in, and I hate doing laundry.
Yes.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
I'm not like a bougie guy, but like something about laundry drives me crazy. And she's like, I'll start doing your laundry for you. And I'm like, yo, this is the dream.
Yeah, I should have married you early.
I'm ready to get married today. So like the weeks are rolling around. I'm like running out of fucking underwear. Like my basketball shorts aren't in the closet. I'm like, girl, like
You start getting a whiteboard. You're like, that's 3 days in a
I'm
row
like,
now.
yeah, what about my laundry at? And then I'm like, need my stuff. So I'm doing these mini loads. And then we got in this argument over the laundry. And I just realized like, I think what's going to save us is going back to doing our own laundry.
Yeah.
I need my clothes.
Yeah.
And you have unlimited amount of clothes for some reason.
Yeah, honey, where's my super suit?
No, literally. We're like, where's my underwear? I'm running out of socks and everything. So now we do our own laundry and everything's perfect.
Oh, good, good.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that can
Hey,
really
good
be
to
the
establish
ender.
that
you know what I
early,
mean?
okay?
Early.
But
Yeah.
does she
Early.
shut all the cabinet doors and stuff
Oh
like
my
that?
gosh,
Like-
Jake.
God, you have no
She
idea.
shuts cabinet doors, but not room doors.
Oh, okay, okay.
She also leaves everything unlocked. She grew up on a farm.
Oh,
I did too.
wait,
So, like-
where's she from? Where's she from?
She's from Virginia.
Okay, okay, okay.
So everything is always unlocked. I grew up in a city
Yeah, sure.
where you lock your car, you get to the building, you lock your car again.
Yeah.
You get in your apartment and you look out the window and you lock it a third time.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, yeah, last night, we laughed about this on another episode. Last night, I locked the front door. I locked the second door. I put something in the way. Like if someone came in, it'd fall and I'd hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah, dude.
I'm
That's
like,
how I
little
live.
thing- yeah.
I got cameras. We just moved cameras everywhere, motion sensors. It's Fort Knox in my place.
Yeah, man.
And she's nilly dilly. This morning I walk out
Yeah.
and she's walking the dog and she doesn't lock the door. And I'm like, what is wrong with you, woman? My pre-workout's on the table. Someone can take it.
That stuff
No,
expensive.
that's actually that's such a funny connection because I grew up on a farm too, and it's the same. I will just like walk out of my house and like rarely lock my own
You're
door.
a psychopath.
I know.
Well, that's Kirsten too. Yeah.
no,
She's
no.
the same.
No.
No,
She's
in Canada,
Canadian, bro.
you guys did it.
They're
In
probably
Canada,
like,
I do,
man,
yeah.
I
we
feel like
left
do
it
the
out.
robbers in Canada go sorry? I didn't even this or
Wow.
they're like I'm
Probably
gonna put
let
it
you
back.
know, like,
Yeah, the
your
robbers will
car's
put it back.
unlocked.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
I
My
will tell you
dad
this.
never locks a single door. Not one.
You know, I will say this.
To live
You know,
like that.
Yeah.
I think
Mentally so healthy all the time. Crazy.
a lot of people actually, funny enough, a lot of people in Miami leave their doors unlocked too.
Yeah,
Like,
Brandon leaves
we
our
were-
door unlocked
we-
more than I do.
We were like that too growing up, and actually, one of the first times I brought Kirsten to visit my family and everything like that. She was like, hey, I'm gonna go on a little walk, a little breeze. My family and I were all hanging out. We're all like, where is Kirsten? And I was like, oh, she's on a walk. She walked into someone else's house. She walked into someone else's house and just chilled in their living room.
I was like, oh, there's
Just-
little puppies.
Oh, you knew it was someone else's house.
Oh, no, I didn't. I opened the door and a bunch of little puppies ran at me. I was like, oh, this
But
is
it didn't.
the wrong
It didn't
house.
click in her head that that's
We
not.
can't leave our
that's
wives
not our
alone for
dog.
too long,
Dude.
though. Once you have a partner like a soulmate, they just shut off the part of their brain that's like responsibility
dude,
for my safety.
Have you ever seen those
You
TikToks?
know?
It's like
So
when
we
I'm
have
out
you
with my
guys.
boyfriend, and it's like the
Yes.
girl's just going, "Let the rain fall."
No, yeah, literally. And you're like the closest exit is 2 miles south. That guy's wearing a hat, suspicious. Don't get close to him. That dog is not on the leash. That's weird. And she's like singing in her head, like, "What should I order for the living room when we get home?"
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, bro, you just need to lock
Oh
in.
man, I'm gonna get some Etsy bracelets.
Yeah. She's always like, if something goes down, like, you got me, right? I'm like, yo, you better stop, drop, and roll, find the nearest exit. I'm not gonna save you. I put you behind me, but I don't know what
It's
the
like-
situation could be.
It's like we got the
No,
dog now.
Brandon's legit put me in front of him before.
I have not. That's funny.
Listen,
But I'm the oldest child, so I'm used to protecting people.
buddy.
You know what I mean? Like Brandon is like
yeah,
a
I
middle
am
and
what? I am
only in
what?
some ways. So like for him, he thinks about him and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and it's not a bad thing. It's just for me, I'm always aware of
yeah,
everything.
I'm kind of the same.
This is good for you.
Except
This
is
for
good.
except for when we walked through that Winwood Street.
Oh yeah,
you didn't
except
know
for that part.
anything.
Except for if we're
You didn't
actually
know
in trouble.
anything that was going on there.
What's Winwood?
Bro, Brendan, he thinks he's happy. He goes, "Oh, okay, bet."
Okay,
Winwood,
let's do it.
2025. You remember?
ready.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, Winwood. You remember Winwood? Every couple has like a city or a
Yes,
street.
yes,
Like
yes.
mine
This
is
is
like
actually-
ours is like Miami, like 2018 or something.
Yeah.
No, 2021.
Yeah, yeah.
This
yeah.
actually goes perfect with what we were all just talking about because it's right off the art festival in Miami, and the neighborhood is called Winwood. But people that live in Miami know you're in the festival and you don't go down certain streets. You do your normal exit, your normal entry point. If you go down certain streets, it's trouble, even if it's one block. And
But if you're from Canada.
Yeah, the first time I take Kirsten to the art festival, she's like, oh, Brandon, I'm hungry. I found this burger spot like walking distance from here. She's like, let's go down this street. And I was like, no, you don't want to do that.
Wood.
You don't want to do that.
Sweet.
Wow.
Look, those gentlemen's over there with their saggy pants are offering to give us a ride.
Yeah, literally. No,
Like, babe,
I noticed
get in the
people
car.
off my back of my
we
head.
did get through okay, thank God. But, you know.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
It's the Canadian in you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mix that in with like hi.
Yeah.
Anyone's a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I join your outside fire? I've never seen a fire on the street before. That's very different.
And when you smoke it, so how do you? Okay, that's fun. I'm
Yeah.
fun. I love
Yeah.
fun.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Oh,
so
so
funny.
this is the good shit I hear about. Very interesting.
Oh my
You
God.
gotta be careful, man.
This is what you
people,
mean.
people. I almost got canceled at the airport.
Wow.
Trying
No.
to get to TSA. Like,
Oh
really?
You almost
man.
got canceled at the
bro,
airport?
y'all, you'll never get me. I was getting clipped for the day, but I'm in line. And the TSA girl calls me over, and I'm like, okay. So I cut the line, and she's like, do you want to cut the line? And I look back, and there was a girl like in a wheelchair, like two people back.
God.
And I go, oh no, like I don't mind, like I can't wait. She goes, okay, well I love your videos. I said, bitch, are you wearing a wire? You trying to get me canceled? Where the cameras? Oh, he was cutting a wheelchair girl. I said, you're not gonna catch me today. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I walked back, I kicked the girl in the wheelchair and took her spot. Because I'm famous, I can do that now.
That'd be so funny if you just look at the girl in the wheelchair and you're like, yeah, no, I definitely do.
I looked back, I looked in the eye and I was like,
You didn't even look at the TSA agent. You looked at her and you went, yeah, I'll cut the line.
yeah, won't you roll back?
You should have took her with you.
Yeah, I unpacked the brakes and I just
Yeah, I was
pushed her
about to say, you
back.
kicked the brakes. Oh, we're going to hell.
Nah,
yeah.
That shit was so funny. I was like,
God.
oh my God, thank you so much, but I'm not gonna cut the line.
Yeah, man. That's how
No.
they get you. It is funny though, right? I'm sure, you know, dude, I was listening to this thing recently. Oh, God, I couldn't. This one actor was just talking about, he's like, yeah, you know, now that I've done this movie in this place, they kind of like, and he didn't say it's coming off more egotistical than it actually sounds, but he's like, I did this movie that represents this country, and because of this,
Hold on. Do y'all know what that word means?
what?
Metistical? What'd you say? Testicle?
Egotistical?
I didn't hear you.
I was like, what?
Yeah, you were confused too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's like,
I was like, English is my second language. I'm gonna I gotta know what's going on. No one else seems confused. I think he said testicle. We're just gonna roll with it. I don't
there's
know
this
what.
actor and he's talking about his testicle. No, but
Blank out.
he was basically saying how
one
like
was reacting.
he did this movie and it was really big in this country, and so when he travels to that country, they give him all sorts of things he would never be able to typically do, and it was just like that was making me think about that. Is like that's like a whole thing and how you navigate that
Yeah.
world when people start going like, oh hey man, I love you. Do you want to do this? Or you
Yeah,
wanna, like
dude,
it's,
that's happening to us in Uganda.
yeah, bro, that's
We
wild.
had a video where it's guess the language.
Yeah.
So like people come in, they speak a language, and we have to guess where the language is from. And back to the analytical brain of mine is like, I was thinking, hey, if we do this video, we should cut each language into its own TikTok. Because what will probably happen is, like, if I heard Wolof, right, I'd be like, whoa. And I would send that to all my friends from Senegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking everyone's gonna send that TikTok to whatever language friends they have.
Smart.
And I trust the algorithm to do
Brilliant.
the rest.
Yeah.
So all those language videos gathered like 10 to 15 million views in different languages, like different demos. So then we
Crazy.
get international fans, which, you know, I have a plan with that, with like dubbing and stuff. But
Nice.
the Uganda one blew up because this girl comes in and she's got a
Yeah, sure.
she's thick as fuck.
Yeah.
As the kids say.
yeah.
And she walks in, and Denny, it just, oh my God. Like, she walks out, and Denny's like, looks at Mandy. He goes, did you have enough camera footage to get all that ass? And I'm like, Mandy, don't answer that. Like, this is crazy. And we're like, where is she from? And Denny's like, I don't want to say Uganda, but I've been to Uganda. and the girls out there are built like that. And we're all like laughing. We're like, bro, stop. Like, you're out of control. He goes, I'm just saying, like, they built like that, right? And we put like Kenya or something.
Yeah.
She comes back in at the end of the video. She's from Uganda. And Danny's like, I told y'all they're built like, matter of fact, let me get your number. Let me just get your number. And
Oh
so
my
that
gosh.
moment blows up in Uganda. It's in the news.
What?
It's like,
Really?
In the
oh,
news?
they're calling her like a queen for representing Uganda well.
She's like, you changed my life.
Yeah, Danny is like big in Uganda now. And we keep saying like, man, we might land in Uganda one day.
Yeah.
And just get stormed.
Yeah, bro.
I love it,
That's
dude.
awesome.
How fucking
Yeah.
crazy. Like, it's such a reminder that like, although we make content for what most of the time feels like America, like
Yeah.
Yep.
everybody loves to laugh.
Bro.
Yes.
Everybody loves to listen to music. Like,
Yeah.
don't get caught
Universal
up.
languages.
It's universal
Yeah,
sports,
right. Yes.
music,
Yeah.
comedy. These things are universal, and we just can't get caught up in just making stuff for the people here. We have
Yep.
to make sure because a lot of people, especially where I come from, like, man, they need to laugh.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
they need to listen to music and feel good.
Yeah.
Like, they need it more, I think, than a lot of people out here. So
Yeah.
making sure we're making stuff for those people, I think, is important.
Well, what's
Very
so
important.
interesting about that too is like that is kind of the whole, and it's a dying breed now, but that was the whole point of like the movie star is like is they pushed these people to everyone, and they had
Yeah.
someone to like idolize with like when they would dub these different languages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny, it's like as we became more closed in with our media, we cut that off. But I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's why I was talking about. You were saying like you went to Mexico and you want to learn the language and everything.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
it's so important, man, because there is a fan base just ready
I
to
know.
be entertained by something that's like outside of the culture. Because
Yeah,
it's the same way I think it's the same way why we're fascinated with like The Crown and all these British shows and shit, is the same way it's like we get tired of what's around us.
Yeah,
we
we know.
want to see
Yeah.
what's past. And people feel the same way. You know what I mean?
Collaborative
Right.
cultures.
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
together.
and that's why I try to talk about Senegal as much as I can, because obviously I'm French, but I'm originally from Senegal.
Yeah.
And I think France has enough popular people. you
Yeah,
know?
man. I
And
mean,
Senegal, it's like it's like all these speeches I grew up listening to from successful people, and all the people who always shout out where they're from. I was always like, everyone's always like Pittsburgh till I die, whatever. And now I'm like, oh my God, it makes so much sense, because I'm thinking, man, I want kids in Senegal to know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, yo, you can do this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I grew up down the street from you, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to think this is your ceiling, because everyone around you has a specific ceiling.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like, I want you to see me and say, like, this guy looks like me, acts like me, is from where I'm from, and that's his ceiling, which means I have the same ceiling, right?
Dude,
or even
yes.
beyond.
Right.
Yeah.
Even
Right.
beyond.
Because technically you're that stepping stool for somebody to
Yeah.
walk beyond what you've done.
It's so
Exactly.
important to me. Like, I see my cousins, you know, I have a big family. I don't even know if y'all want to get into that, but I have 171 cousins on my mom's side.
Holy.
Just on your mom's side?
Yeah, because my mom has 31 siblings, different mother.
That's
yeah.
even more than me, and I think I have a lot. 'Cause
stupid.
Yeah.
Dude.
crazy.
And it's like a lot of them are still in Senegal.
Wow.
The only difference is I just had an opportunity. Like, my parents happened to go to school, and the story of how they got to school is crazy. And I happened to be the one cousin that got an opportunity and used it. And so for me, it's so important to give opportunities to people. Like, one of my big thing is I want to go back to Senegal and build a soccer facility, because a lot of people play soccer in the streets there and are so
Big time,
talented,
yeah.
and you'll never see the light of day, right? And I'm like, I'm not a big like handout kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a earn it. And I'm like, okay, what if I build this soccer facility so people have a place to train, play that's not dangerous on the street with cars and stuff. And every summer, I'll fly out 20, 30 college coaches from America to watch and hold a tournament and hand out scholarships to the best players.
I love that.
So you have to bust your ass all year.
Yeah.
And the summer you get your opportunity.
Yeah.
And then you earn it and you come here, and maybe it's not soccer, but at least it's something bigger than what you could have back there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I think that's really important, is making sure we give opportunities to people around the world. Obviously, I'm taking care of my people,
right.
but it's important for all of us, you know, to go back and give people a chance to at least give it their best shot.
Hell
It's
yeah,
also
man.
training people to take opportunity, because a lot of the
Yes.
time the opportunity can present itself, but people are scared to take it because they don't know how to handle
Yeah.
the
They've
never been in
responsibility.
a
They don't know
position
what
like
to
this.
do with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so to actually equip people with tools to take opportunity and build that
Yes.
for themselves and others is such a huge thing that I think we miss a lot.
For sure.
You know, in even just in our own family and friends,
Yeah.
like we don't usually, like, you could say, here, take this, but someone's like, I don't know what to do with it.
I know.
Well, it's like
That's-
it's what you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. You know.
Exactly.
That's why I was never a fan of also like money giving. Like when I went back last time to Senegal, like I brought like 100 backpacks or something because I wanted to give people kids backpacks because my parents, when they went to school, they had plastic bags. They couldn't afford
wow,
bags.
yeah,
So my
yeah.
parents went to school with plastic bags with books in it. So when I went back, I gave all these backpacks because I'm thinking more like I want you to attach a memory to an item. And what you do with that backpack, you can use it forever. Money, it's like, I'm almost like devaluing it. It's like you might use it to buy something stupid or
Yes.
when you have it, then it's gone.
Yeah.
And it just comes and go. But like, let me give you a tool
Yes.
that you can use to maybe learn a skill to go make money.
Yes.
So I'm such a big fan of like giving people tools to go out and do stuff. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
For
absolutely, man.
It's very
I love that.
powerful.
Okay.
Man.
Well, no. I was gonna.
Bro, you did not just go okay.
Okay.
What's the
moving
relationship
on.
here? Like, how long y'all been dating? Like,
No,
what's that?
really though, right? Like they're close.
Bro.
to
You
us.
get jealous? Like, how does that work?
Brandon has so many bromances.
Oh
I just
my
sit here like,
God.
okay, whatever.
Dude, not
He
this
puts
like
you
heart.
as far as possible
Bro,
from him.
not this,
Then he's like falling. He's got a girl, I thought,
I
too.
was like, oh
They're
god.
both
Not this
teaching their kids
heartfelt-
Spanish and shit
No, bro.
over there.
I was
not this
leading into
heartfelt,
something.
like, and then, I brought backpacks and stuff. It's like to really use a
Okay.
tool and make something bigger yourself. Okay.
Moving on.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, okay.
Brandon's
funny.
comedic
But
timing.
I see where you're getting at. Anyways, man,
Yeah,
that
well,
was
no.
hilarious.
I take
No.
it so off track. We start with like my career, and then we go into like
No,
what we're gonna teach our
dude,
kids.
this
that's
has been
what we want.
no,
Yeah.
this has been one of
Both-
my favorite
Yeah,
episodes.
both of those
ever.
messages are.
I
This-
gained 6 abs
Yeah.
today.
Oh my god! I thought it'd been like 20 minutes.
No,
Holy
I'm
telling you,
fuck.
I'm saying this has been hands down one of my favorite episodes
Yeah.
ever. Kevin, you are amazing, dude.
Oh,
I love
stop,
everything
no.
you're doing.
Keep
man.
going. Keep
Yeah.
going.
I love
No,
everything
no,
you're doing.
please, no.
You didn't even get me a coffee, and I think you're dope. So, man,
It's the ego pumping. You can't listen
No,
to
no,
it,
no.
kids. You gotta
They-
stay humble.
dude, thank you
No,
so much for coming on.
Of
If
course,
there was
man.
anything you wanted to shout out for anything coming up or anything you want people to be on the lookout for after we wrap this up or whatever, please tell the busy babies or
Yeah,
that's
these are
The
busy babies,
busy babies.
baby.
busy babies. That's what we've locked in.
Whoever came up with that name is no longer at the company, guys. Busy
God.
baby.
God.
There's a 35-year-old man watching right now. Like, what the fuck?
He's like, man, I know busy baby. I know.
No, I don't. You know, I don't have anything. You know, I think my only, I guess, a message maybe is like, first of all, don't let anyone tell you can't do anything. That's very important. Like, just remember that anything is possible. And it sounds so cliche, but just give it everything, especially if you're young, the busy babies that are watching. Like, take every opportunity, say yes to as many things as you can,
Yeah.
and keep good people around you. And when your life changes, like, try really hard. I think one thing I've tried to do to stay, because I can't lie, right? Like you as you get successful, like you get pulled in so many different directions. Like I came back from New York and I'm feeling like I'm getting pulled everywhere and everybody is interested now. And it's like, everyone is so nice. And, you know, coming here was important to me because it's one of my pillars of like staying true to the people that were always with me.
Yeah.
And I've known you guys for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And I don't really do podcasting like that, but like I really wanted to make an effort to like, no matter how big I get, like when you've DM me damn near every time something has happened in my life.
Yeah.
Every time, I don't know why I'm getting goosebumps, but every time something has happened, whether I sell out something or I just get a new pair of shoes, right? This motherfucker is like, you're killing it, brother. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, right? Like every time.
It's so true.
Like
Yeah,
whether
it's so
I'm
true.
in the market to buy a house or not, this man is like looking out for me.
Yeah.
And so make sure you keep tabs of the people who do that for you. The people who like, no matter how your life is going, they're always in your phone, because the day your life changes, like those are the people you have to prioritize. Like, because prioritizing those people, I think will keep you rooted in who you are.
Absolutely.
So that's what I gotta promote.
I love that.
Hell yeah, man.
Do you have any plans for any future shows
gosh.
in the near future? Or not yet?
Maybe, you know, I'm talking to every agency on the planet right now. It's just a bunch of letter meetings, like all these different agencies, and everyone wants to do different things, but I just want to get back to work.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that my favorite thing is working.
Yeah.
I just want
a
to
gift.
work, you know, like I'm so thankful that I enjoy the
He's
grind.
getting back to laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I want to
bro.
get back to like studying and making better videos and improving the product for people. And you know, when an opportunity presents itself to go back on the road, I think I'll do it, because the feeling I got and the feeling that people gave me, and the meeting people and hearing them talk and how it's affected them, I think I'd be doing our fans a disjustice if I didn't go back out. So
Yeah, man.
we'll definitely go out, and I'll let y'all know when I know more.
Well,
Yeah,
dude,
for sure. The LA one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Brandon's gonna text me
Yeah,
like the
right,
day
like-
after. Yo, when's that LA show?
Not like you looked on there and like, oh, there it is. Yeah.
I'm putting all three of y'all on a guest list for the LA show,
Yeah.
but I'm not telling you when
when
it
it
is.
is, we just have to get there.
You're just gonna have to figure it out.
All right, we'll be on the lookout.
I got
We're-
you.
We're so proud of you, but also just
thank
not
you.
even for the things that you're doing, but the things that you stand for and stand on. I think that is something that we all need as people. We need people who are rocks for situations that are uneasy, or you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so thank you for being that for so many people, and such an incredible friend. And you know,
I just
like
give it
we're
back.
proud
you know.
of you. So
Thank you guys. Thank you.
this is
Yeah.
just the beginning too.
Yeah, that's what everybody says, and I'm like, I don't know. I've been doing this shit for a long
was about-
time. You know, everyone's like,
But
this is just the beginning. I'm like, it's like chapter 2.
The beginning means that it's a whole new era for
That's
you.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
it's not that you haven't done it for so long,
I
because you put
know.
in the work. But I think when it's a beginning, it means it's an open door to choose something new
I
for
know,
yourself.
but I know I'm gonna
Yeah.
be saying that shit for. I'm gonna
For
win
the
an
rest of your
Oscar
life.
and be like, "This is just the beginning." I'm like 65 years old. They're like,
89. There you go.
feels like the end, Kevin. Feels like the end, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me
Yeah,
on.
man.
Thanks for coming
Thank
on,
I'm
you
brother.
always
so
happy
much.
to come on. This is so much fun. It's really just hanging out.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
This
You
has
know.
been the best.
And for those of you guys that haven't seen his show will have a link in our description if you guys ever want to give it a shot and give some questions.
Oh, you're
And
gonna wanna
please,
give it a
if you
shot.
come from this podcast, can you please comment "busy baby"?
Oh my god.
That way, I'll know what it is, and my fans would be like, "What the fuck is going on in this comment section today?" There's a bunch of busy babies here, and I'll respond back saying like, "Busy daddy here, reporting for duty."
Man.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Till
Yes.
next time.
Love you guys.
Bye.